Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. Well, it's time now to review headlines on today's newspapers. And doing the honors today is Steve Ayorinde. We are missing Kayode Komolafe this morning.
We're missing him, just like we did last week Sunday.
I wasn't here, so I wouldn't know.
We're missing him. KK is listening.
Okay, great.
All right.
What do we have on the cover?
Okay, so we'll start as always with this day on Sunday. Interesting stories on the cover of the paper today. The lead says National Assembly, 3-horse race imminent as Yari, Kalu rally senators-elect against Akpabio. The riders say Tinubu returns to drive implementation of zoning. Against APC's arrangements, North Central Caucus moves to produce GSP. House Speakership, G7 meets 182 members-elect set to unveil candidate. Oji, you've been away, but the fight over who becomes the principal officers of the 10th National Assembly is intensifying, even though the ruling party, which controls both chambers, by the way, but of course, if you look at the totality of what the opposition parties have in the lower house, in the House of Representatives, they have more. If you put all of them together, PDP, Labour, ABGA, NMPP, than APC. So House of Reps will be a lot more dramatic than the Senate, and it really won't be new, because if you consider what happened in 2011 when PDP was in power and Aminu Tambuwa emerged as the Speaker of the House of Representatives, it was not a choice of his party that was in power and in majority. Interestingly, the opposition parties, including the ACN at that time, worked for Aminu Tambuwa of the PDP against the candidate of the party of the PDP, the lady from the Southwest, which interestingly people were like, how come ACN is Southwest party as at that time? So here we have a similar thing happening, and these days saying here that there's a 3-horse race imminent, for the Senate presidency. We'll see how it goes. Even in 2015, when Bukola Saraki emerged, he was not the preferred candidate of both the president as at that time and the national leader of the APC, but he emerged. He
was early enough.
He was early enough, exactly. But the president-elect is back now, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And he knows how to walk around things like that. It looks like his candidate is Godswill Akpabio, former governor of Akpabio. But because of the strength that the APC has there, it may be tough for a first-time senator like Governor Yari or Kalu, yes, that is returning for the third or fourth time, but whose support base of the South is not as strong as what the South delivered, for the APC. On top of that story, Atiku will be to line up 150 witnesses to prove petition against Tinubu's election.
Now that 150.
150.
Is it, combined, because I believe I heard Atiku was about 100 last night.
Yes. And Peter Obi is about 50.
About 50.
That's right.
And Tinubu has how many? 39, I believe. I heard
around that figure, but for the APC, Tinubu is to defend their mandate. It is for the petitioners in this instance, Atiku of the PDP and Obi of Labour Party, to bring witnesses to show that the election of the presidential election in particular didn't fulfill its promise as far as INEC is concerned. So we will see what 150 people will say and the quality of evidence that they will bring to the tribunal and hopefully up to the Supreme Court.
That's if it gets televised, correct? I mean, 150.
There is a ruling. There is a ruling that will be given shortly on whether it will be televised live, or not. But of course, that's the preference of the PDP and the Labour Party.
Absolutely.
But APC disagrees with it.
The majority of Nigerians as well. But I would wonder how they will go through the 150 witnesses, 100 witnesses. It is quite a lot, isn't it?
It's a lot. I mean, even if you allocate 5 minutes each to one person,
yes.
you'll be
so
talking
we're looking at a really
of days and weeks
of
witnesses, giving their we'll see how it goes anyway, On the window, NUPRC establishes Energy Transition Unit as NCD-MB eyes 50 billion oil project in 5 years. That's the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, which of course at the weekend disclosed that he had established an Energy Transition and Carbon Monetization Unit in line with the federal government's 260 net zero aspiration for carbon emissions. Last but not the least, on the cover of this day, federal government signs MOU with doctors to end warning strike. I mean, it doesn't look like we'll be out of the woods, too soon, but let's see what comes out of this. The doctors are agitating as always, and we're talking not just about the NMA, the Nigerian Medical Association, but also the Association of the Resident Doctors, who have threatened a 5-day warning strike. And the government has gone begging, and they have proposed something in line with the deal that the federal government had with ASU to work with both the NMA and the resident doctors. Let's see if that will work, and it will calm free nerves. At this point, anything that the NMA and the resident doctors say will have to be taken seriously, given what a legislator is proposing to curb the Japa syndrome, particularly in the medical sector. If people are not well paid, if the allowances are delayed, if conditions of service are abysmal, there is little that you can do in discouraging people, to want to move on for greener pastures. It takes almost forever to become a doctor.
Everything they say, the ASU and the doctors, they have to be taken really seriously. I don't think that we should even get to this position at this time, when the federal government will have to be signing an MOU.
Yeah.
Doctors need to be paid.
They need to be paid and be paid well.
Negotiable.
And be paid well. I mean, you listen to what Professor Nwogu said. It's not about the building that you are commissioning. No. It's not about this and that. It's about the quality of the people and how you are remunerating them, to be able to stay and perform optimally. That's the important thing. But here we are, we do not even have enough.
Yes.
Those that are staying, except for people like him who are coming back, or those who feel at this stage in their lives, where can they go? The younger ones will want to have a better life for themselves. They didn't go to medical school for 8-9 years just to come and be toyed with, by a government that does not seem to appreciate them that much.
Yeah, unacceptable.
All right, before we leave this day, I think the cover picture is important, and the caption here says deepening cooperation, and it shows the Japanese Prime Minister, Mr. Fumio Kishida, with the Director General of the World Trade Organization, our own Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, and wife of the Japanese Prime Minister, at the G7 Hiroshima Summit in 2023 in Japan yesterday. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, as always, doing great stuff and flying the flag very high abroad.
Indeed.
All right,
shall we? The stories on this day. Shall we move over to
this day style?
This day style, absolutely. Interestingly, it is Hilda Baci, our Guinness World Record holder. Hopefully, I don't know. Have you seen the confirmation from the Guinness World Record?
No, it hasn't come. It actually takes a while, to make that confirmation. And I think that the, Hilda's team made an announcement that it took them a while to upload the entire video evidence for the Guinness team to check. Which therefore means that and the record holder that the record that Hilda is trying to break said that it will take between 2 weeks, or sometimes 2 months, because it depends on the quality of the evidence. Nothing is ever given, and I think that Kafi, the dancer who also broke the Guinness World Record in 2006, also said that it will take a couple of weeks, because you have to upload the video evidence for the team over there to check It isn't about the fact that you claim that you have done 100 hours. It's about, have you conformed with the rules?
Absolutely.
So that the time that you are expected to rest, you didn't go beyond it even by 1 second. It has happened before. There was a gentleman in this same Lagos, I'm trying to remember his name, and the Lagos state government also supported him, who tried to break the record for the longest hours of reading in Lagos State. His support, similar to what Hilda was given, and he did more hours than the previous holder, but at the end of the day, it turned out that when they assessed the video evidence, they saw that there were a few, they were not adhered to
but
strictly.
Can we applaud this amazing woman, Hilda Baci, again? I mean, it just shows the resilience of a Nigerian who gets support from their people. I mean, you can go anywhere. I was abroad and I was watching as Nigerians were supporting this amazing woman, and everything that she accomplished was because she had that amount of support. I mean, she did go in knowing that she would win. I mean, I did see one of her videos that she talked about, what she wants to achieve, and she did achieve it. But how much can you attribute that to the support that she got? I'd read, she talked to Funke Babs Kufeji for This Day Style, and she wrote, "In a world filled with remarkable achievements, it takes something truly extraordinary to capture the attention of millions. Her achievement is a reminder that greatness is often born from the relentless pursuit of a passion, a message that resonates not only with aspiring chefs, but with anyone striving for excellence." In this exclusive sit-down, she sat down with Funke, like I said. She lets us in on the preparations and training that went into it and how the actual world record attempt went. I asked you that question. How much do you attribute that to the support that she got from Nigerians?
I mean, without a doubt, clearly, it's obvious that what she achieved was well thought out. You can see the amount of preparation that went into it, and it's not a cheap exercise. The support must have been massive. The team that she was able to assemble to get it done. I listened to a few of her videos. What encouraged her, and the mere fact that she had to be psychologically ready, she had to be mentally, physically, and if you like, physiologically, ready, even though she's somebody who has, gone through, physical and physiological transformation herself. You can see that it won't be a problem to prepare for this kind of a thing. So I applaud it without a doubt.
Absolutely.
There's a bit of media hype then, without a doubt. It is entertainment. It is almost like condensing the set of activities that go into the Big Brother show into 4 or 5 days. And all the buzz and all the people going there, in spite of even no politics around it. Even though she had her own political affiliations before she went into the into that project, but everybody went there. So went there. Akpabio, who's from our state, went there. I think that this gives a lot of encouragement to young people in a positive sense, because sometimes it is easy to get to misread people. Before now, it would have been easy for people to misread our intentions if you assess the things that she exposed on social media by herself. You will think that she was just a go-lucky girl who likes a bit of exhibitionism, who at 27 is living large and stuff like that, even though as a chef, but given what she has now accomplished.
When you say at 27 living large, what do you mean?
I'm saying that social media is not the best way to judge people, but then what you will see is that this is somebody who, at a young age, who maybe has not, depending on how many number of years she has worked, is looking like she is already a successful young woman.
Which is
financially
amazing.
speaking. That's what I'm saying.
And I think, yeah, at 27 is not too young, really.
Of course, I'm not saying that.
Okay.
I'm just saying that if you look at it on the average, and as a chef, there might be other people who might want to scrutinize as to say that, is it all about being a chef, for example? Do you understand what I mean? But then what I'm trying to say is that here we have a lady who apparently has all the dreams and drive to get the people on her side. And if money or remuneration, comes along while doing that, it shows, of course, it validates the fact that maybe she's not a fluke at all. But I'm saying that before breaking the world longest cooking hours record, the tendency to see her as a transformative, entertaining, flashy, and taunting exhibitionist was there. But
I
today,
think it's a great thing, Steve. I think it's a great thing for people to emulate. When you say, is it all about being a chef? I think that is what people should look at more in terms of, this is what I can do with my, what I can do with my, what do you call it, a hobby? I don't know if I should call it a hobby.
It's a vocation. You're a professional, you're a chef.
She is a professional chef, and this is what you can really achieve.
Yeah.
The flamboyantness and all of that shouldn't even come to play. It should be about what you can do with your studies or with your
no, there's nothing wrong being a flamboyant a chef or a flamboyant entertainer. I'm just saying that a few people might just wonder if the financial accomplishment is solely from that vocation. But again, who is questioning? It is just a thought that people will have.
You brought up a very valid point, because you have seen those comments on social media.
Absolutely.
And that is why I stopped you there, because I would like for our audience or people that are watching or people that are reading to know that you can actually achieve success from whatever it is that you put your mind into.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I believe she does own a restaurant, doesn't she?
Apparently she does. There's something something by Hilda, I think, which is fantastic.
And her mother is also a chef as well, I believe. And I mean, it runs within the family, and I mean, she has put this business in the limelight.
Oh, yeah.
She has put Nigeria in the forefront, and she should be applauded regardless of whatever it is people think or people should be.
Which is what people are doing.
Yes.
She deserves all the accolades.
No, I have seen those comments. I have seen.
But you also can't blame people. You also can't stop people who want to probe and dig for for anybody who wishes to be seen as a role model. Scrutiny of private life and scrutiny of your trajectory can be part of the deal, and like you said, if at 27 you seem to have attained a certain a financial level, people will be interested in it. Sometimes, I mean, it won't be only her, actors, female actors who flaunt houses, who flaunt accomplishments on social media. People ask those questions too, that is it only female actors who are buying houses and riding expensive cars? What happened to their male counterparts? Right. Is it just about acting? Those are not, I don't think that it is meant to bring anybody down or to deride them. It is just valid to say that, hey, what's going on here? This is intriguing, but at the same time, is it real? That's what I think people will say. So Hilda will get a lot of that. But then, I mean, a beautiful woman is a beautiful woman. A talented lady is a talented lady. And she combines both. And she seems to know what she wants and what she's going for. And I think that, she'll go a long way.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations to her
Congratulations.
again. I mean, 100 hours on the record.
It's a lot.
Is a lot.
There's a Kenyan trying to break that same
100.
record.
Okay. Well,
and there's another Indian too who are saying, hey, okay, the Nigerians are here. Let's show that.
They can have all that type of showbiz support.
They don't need to do showbiz to get it done. We are the showbiz people.
100 hours? Can you stand for 100 hours?
No, I'm saying that you don't need the showbiz to validate what you have done.
No, I meant, I hope they can get the type of showbiz support that
Showbiz?
like people were coming, musicians, they were singing.
I'm saying that they don't need that to break the record.
Really, you think so?
No, they don't.
I think that helped. Can you see her dancing? She was having.
Yeah, but the Indian woman who holds the
get
record.
Up to 100 hours.
Yes.
Yes. So I mean,
86 or what, or was it 84?
So you now answered my question. You're saying that the support that she got should not be attributed to her achievement. She achieved it solely on just being, you know, her tenacity and resilience.
It's a combo, in my opinion.
Okay,
everything
great.
counts.
Great, fantastic.
All right, can we do a few more papers?
Congratulations.
Congrats to Hilda Baci.
Yes.
You know, making us proud. You know, I mean, for me, you know, the part of the thing is that yes, an Akpabio might, but at the same time, a Lagosian. It always happens in Lagos.
Absolutely. I knew you had to bring that in there. All right.
Shall we do the Sunday Tribune very quickly?
Okay.
And the lead story on the cover of Sunday Tribune says, election petition, which we have treated in this day. Atiku will be line up 150 witnesses against Tinubu. Court considers consolidating petitions by Atiku, Obi, and APM as Tinubu returns from France. A few other stories. National Assembly positions. Tinubu opens discussion with G6. Meet Wase. Gbajabiamila's camp suffers setback as opposition parties disown report. WAEC dissents on private schools says they are worst culprits in exam malpractice. And police give details of how palm wine tapper allegedly raped 80-year-old woman to death.
How old?
80.
Oh my goodness.
80-year-old woman. That's on page 8 of the Sunday Tribune. That's a bad one. Last but not the least, patients groan, lament over warning strike by resident doctors. Federal government NMA resident doctors sign MOU. That story we also picked from today's day.
All right. Shall we look at the Guardian newspaper?
Okay.
The Guardian. The lead story there, electricity under Buhari. Over $7.5 billion spent on transmission, yet darkness persists. You can read more on that on, I believe...
that's a major area where we cannot say that we have achieved any major...
I know that recently Buhari launched his book. I did see that on social media recently about his achievements.
Yesterday, I think
Was it yesterday?
Governor Fayemi did a review of the book, you know, some aspect of
I would like to hear what, you know, what he said
there will
about
be things to point out. I doubt if they will make reference to electricity in a great detail, but...
$7.5 billion, it is a lot of money. And the picture story there is President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu being received by Senate President Ahmad Lawan, Kano State Governor Abdullahi Ganduje yesterday on his arrival in Abuja from Paris. I guess this is all we can take today. Steve Ayorinde on the newspaper review.
All right.